Yep, that's our Turo car. Let's do the full breakdown. So let's tap in. What's up, y'all? I just want to say that this total loss, it is a total loss, was a blessing for us and our fleet. I'll share a little bit why. Some of y'all will probably think some things like, oh my gosh, but I'm going to be real. This is the reality of running a car rental business that not a lot of people talk about. So when I go out there and I look at all these people sharing this or that, like, yeah, I got a lot of good highs in the biz, just like every biz. But I really want to break down this whole case study, and also I'll share with you guys this whole claim process. So I'm excited. Let's go into these steps. So right when the crash took place, what you want to do is first off make sure that the guest is okay. They messaged us like a couple hours later. We got the notification that a crash happened from our actual tracker, so we already knew. And a couple hours later we saw it. They didn't message us until after that, but we just wanted to see. I'm sure they were okay. We always ask, are you good? Is everyone in the car fine? Because we really actually care about our guests, because this was a recurring renter. So number one, make sure your guest is okay. Number two, you want to make sure that the guest files the claim, right? And also we have to file it as well. We only got what we had, so we had to just send that video to Turo just for some proof. But they also need to get all the information from the other person that they hit. And on top of that, just like the usual, license, registration, plates, just so the claim can get filed. So they do their part, and then you just go onto the app and you file the claim. If you don't have any evidence, it's okay, because the guest does, so they'll take that. But usually I always ask the guest for pictures, for videos, anything that they have, so that we could file the claim on our end and show it to Turo. It's good to just have both sides, from your guest and us filing the claim, so Turo can gather everything. And now you just started your process. Step three is really the waiting game, and just waiting for the confirmation email from your claims representative. So the claims representative is going to be attached to you. And trust me, we've gone through so many different claims over this last 18 plus months of running a big fleet out here in Las Vegas on Turo, especially because it's Vegas. So we do get a lot of hits, and that's just part of the business. You get assigned, and here's the key. You want to make sure you're in touch with them and making sure that you're following up every single day that they're pushing the process. I've had it work. There's really, claims representatives aren't perfect. They go through stuff. They have personal issues, but I always want to make sure they're pushing it, and I want to make sure the status, because there's times where we waited a month and a half, and I just knew this wasn't the play. So genuinely, just follow up, get really cool with your claims representative, and just don't be mean, y'all. Like, just be real with them. Say, hey, and they understand. I mean, they're doing claims every day, so it can be draining. So I always have to have compassion, but also I got to be firm, because this is my money. This is my business. This is my claim. I just want to get it done. Like, you do your part. That's your job. We want to get paid out for whatever is going on, and we just want to keep moving forward. So make sure you're always following up with your claim representative. You'll get the email. You'll have their number at the bottom of the email. And then from there, you guys are in touch. And if not every day, at least every other day, that they're moving the needle forward. Number four is they're going to send it to their company that's going to do the supplement and the quotes. So they'll go out, and depending on this, so in my situation, this is a total loss from what they saw from the pictures. They got it towed out. They'll either have somebody that is running out that's a claims that does quotes for claims. So they'll run somebody out if they think it's a total loss or not. And usually if it's just like slight like dents or damages or just like hit on the bumper, they'll have somebody that is part of this, that they'll send out the supplements and that will quote it and they'll pay you out. They'll have that company just do a quote and then tell you what the payout is. In this case, you also want to get a local body shop that can also give you a quote. So when you have the local body shop giving you a quote, usually Turo kind of lowballs. That's been in most cases. There's been other cases where Turo actually did high than our local body shop. But our local body shop needs to see it in person so they can give us a quote. And most of the time, the local body shop gives a higher quote than what whoever Turo sends out. And again, this is just shopping around for quotes. So once the local body shop gets it, what Turo is going to do is match it, and then they'll get that approved with the supplement company. And again, this is if it's not in a total loss state. So you always want to make sure you get a second opinion which is your local body shop. So get really cool with a local body shop. I like more the mom and pop shops because they appreciate your business. It's usually the owner or the owner that has trained, that is close, that works on your vehicle. And we have that, and I love those type of businesses, and it's great supporting them. Are we at number 4 or number 5? Let's just say number 5. Number 5, once you get a quote from your local body shop that might be a little bit higher, right, than whatever Turo's quote company's doing, they'll match it, they'll go through, they'll get it approved by management, and then they'll send the supplement to the body shop, right, and say it was approved. Now, the body shop has to actually send the supplement. That's why the body shop is going to get pretty much the approval. We get the money, we pay the body shop, but we have to pay the body shop. I'll tell you that, okay? You have to pay the body shop because they're the one that's going to get taxed once we get paid out. That's a whole nother process if you guys have questions about it. But this is just a waiting game to get the quotes. Number 6, I am in a total loss. So let's talk about this total loss. It's a total loss. They brought it to Copart, which is like pretty much a place where they sell and auction cars. So they towed it from the place. They sent it to Copart. IAA is a place where they're connected with as well. I'm sure there's some sort of partnership that Turo does with them, with IAA. And once I got in there, all I had to do was go in, prove that I was the owner of the vehicle. I just gave them my registration, my license. And now, since this is a total loss, and I'm going to pretty much deem it as a total loss, and I'll tell you guys why. Since it's a total loss, I got to go in and make sure everything's good. And then what they're going to do is they're going to give me a quote on whatever the value of the vehicle is. And they call this value ACV, which is what? Actual car value. And I was actually surprised how much they gave me. Little backstory, we were trying to sell this car because there was really one of those cars where it had a higher payment and I wasn't willing to do it. It was pretty much just breaking even or making a few $100 per month after it's been rented for the month. And I just didn't think it was worth it, especially for a Kia Forte. And it has high mileage. A lot of people like to drive this thing to the brim. They take it all over the place. So I said, you know what, let's go shop around and just see. So people were offering me 7, 9K, which is not even close to how much the actual like loan on it was. And obviously it's a vehicle. These things depreciate the moment they leave, right? They depreciate. And this is just the car industry in general. Long story short, they quoted me and they gave me a quote. Here it is, a little over $14,000, which is pretty close to how much my loan actually is versus 7 to 9 grand. A lot of these places are offering me CarMax, Carvana, local dealerships. I mean, that's an extra 4, 5, 6 grand, depending on, you know, how much I'm actually going to sell it for, of the actual car value. And I saw other cars out there with this exact same vehicle that are selling way less. So honestly, it was a blessing. So I ended up taking it, and now people are probably going to ask, does Gap, right? Does Gap actually, are they going to fill that gap of, you know, maybe it's an extra grand or so of the vehicle. Are they going to fill that gap? Majority of the time, Gap will not. And this is where it gets a little bit rocky in your business because they see it as you're not the one that drove it. It was from a third-party platform. Now, if Gap finds out it was a rental, they will use anything to try not to pay you out. That's just the industry, y'all. So for a lot of people that ask, will Gap cover? I've heard of instances where Gap has covered, but I can't lie. I can't be sneaky with things. I got to be upfront with people. You know, this is like business acumen 101. It's just being real. And I just can't lie. I can't do that. That's just not part of me and my values. So obviously, if they do ask, I may not win. And that's okay, because I know it's going to be restored and come back anyways. So I just can't. But I know some people that have taught some sneaky ways on how to do it to make sure that Gap pays out to where Gap doesn't even know exactly the full truth. So they're going to pay it out and make sure it's all paid out once it's ruled out as a total loss. So I believe there is a way to do it, but am I going to do it? I'm probably not, even though it's only, now, if it was like 5, 10 grand, people will be talking. People will try to do whatever they can to try to get that. But I just got to be real with y'all. And this is just me just being honest. Unless you guys know that there's a legit way to do it. I spoke to Gap last time and they were telling me, you know, I was asking some questions and I already knew that they wouldn't do it if they knew it was a car rental vehicle. Now, policies can change. Things can shift. You can have favor. You could be blessed in certain ways. But I just already know it's not. So I'm going to eat that extra grand or so from the actual loan of how much the loan was versus, you know, the gap that's on there, and I'm okay with that because we were looking to sell the car anyways and get rid of it on the fleet because again, it was great long term. I just thought I don't think it's worth it, and I'm glad because how much the market deems it as versus how much the loan was, there was a big gap in between it. Now, once we got paid out, this is the last step. Once we get paid out, just gonna sign some papers. We're gonna hand it off to them, pay the fee in the middle, and it's gonna be officially their car as they bought it out. They'll get the title from the bank, and we're gonna be all good to go. And that's pretty much the full process. I hope you guys really learned something and really just kind of listen to a few things that I'm sharing because the business is not easy, right? It's fun, it's exciting, it looks cool, it's been great content. But really, it's been a lot of learning curve for me from insurance to learning the car rental space, the car rental industry. I think this is a great side hustle for the average person looking to make an extra few $100s per vehicle and just start off with just a handful of vehicles. So I still believe that this is a great side hustle and we're still running the play. I like the fleet. It's cool. We get to meet some cool people. And again, it's a learning curve and I've learned so much through this journey. Any questions you guys have, let me know. I hope this really explained the full breakdown. Again, I'm glad. I'm so grateful that we were able to do this instead of tossing out 5, 6, 7K. Most people say just keep it and run it until it's done. Yeah, we would. But this was a blessing in disguise because now I have a lot more wisdom and knowledge on what vehicles to get, how to move, how to make sure that we're good and we're covered. And all these claims have been a learning curve for me. So I'm blessed. And I want to really encourage y'all that this is a process. Yes, you guys could be binge watching all these YouTube videos and learning. It's great to get the knowledge, but you got to execute after you've gotten some sort of strategy that's not perfect. Execution is going to be that next level, y'all. Tap in if you guys enjoyed. I got a full playlist on Turo. I think I've done over 100 videos plus on it. So thanks so much. I'll see y'all in the next videos. Take care. Have a blessed week. Bye-bye.